In this podcast episode, Mel Robbins interviews Dr. Dacher Keltner, a leading expert on the science of meaning and purpose. They discuss how to find one's calling and live a meaningful life, even amidst overwhelming circumstances. The conversation explores purposelessness, happiness, the central role of inquiry, and practical ways to cultivate awe as a tool to reconnect with deeper purpose. Grounded in decades of research, Dr. Keltner offers profound yet accessible guidance on how small moments of awe, kindness, and connection can restore energy, hope, and meaning in challenging times. Dr. Keltner explains that feeling purposeful is characterized by having sharp mental focus and clarity, knowing the steps necessary to fulfill goals or support loved ones. In contrast, purposelessness is marked by vagueness, diffusion, and a lack of energy or direction. A deep sense of purpose arises when individuals experience that their actions connect to something larger than themselves. This alignment generates empowerment and motivational dopamine, fueling purposeful behavior. Without this, people often feel listless and overwhelmed. He emphasizes that purpose is not an external thing to be found, but a state accessible within oneself, capable of being cultivated in daily life. The journey to discovering purpose begins with self-reflection and inquiry. Dr. Keltner encourages asking questions about what inspired you as a child and identifying your core personal strengths and values, such as knowledge, courage, kindness, justice, transcendence, or creativity. He stresses that purpose is distinct from career or income. It instead resides in what makes you feel alive. By engaging with what stirs passion and meaning, people can integrate these elements into their daily routines, hobbies, social connections, or volunteer activities. This process demystifies purpose, making it accessible rather than a distant or magical solution. Over the last several decades, research in psychological science has shown that happiness is less about external circumstances, like money or political context, and more about internal mental states. Small moments of joy, beauty, laughter, gratitude, and kindness are critical to cultivating happiness. Dr. Keltner points out that even brief weekly practices savoring beauty or connecting with others can offset the heightened stress, anxiety, and exhaustion characteristic of contemporary life. Microsocial interactions, such as eye contact or brief greetings, strengthen belonging and reduce loneliness. The ability to pause and find peace amidst hardship is essential to sustaining well-being. Awe is a distinct emotion triggered by encounters with vastness and things beyond our usual understanding, whether it be nature's grandeur, powerful music, or acts of extraordinary kindness. Research led by Dr. Keltner demonstrates that brief moments of awe recalibrate the brain and body. A region called the default mode network, associated with self-focus and rumination, quiets down, leading to a reduced ego sense. Concurrently, the vagus nerve activates, fostering calmness, openness, social connection, and improved immune function. Awe also releases hormones like oxytocin and dopamine, elevating mood and energy. These physiological changes decrease depression and anxiety, reduce feelings of loneliness, and enhance a sense of purpose. Dr. Keltner outlines simple, practical strategies to integrate awe into daily routines. This includes stepping outside to observe the sky, experiencing natural scenes, engaging deeply with art or music, or reflecting on inspiring individuals and collective experiences like concerts or sports games. He describes an awe walk, where one slows their pace to notice both small details and vast patterns in the environment, opening the mind to wonder and curiosity. Engaging the senses, sight, smell, and touch, with natural elements like flowers can trigger awe and transport people beyond moment-to-moment worries, connecting them with something larger than themselves. Through various studies, including those with veterans, healthcare workers, and individuals in challenging environments, Dr. Keltner shows that commitment to daily moments of awe, kindness, and gratitude generates resilience. Such practices counteract the toxic stress response driven by chronic activation of the amygdala and cortisol release. Instead of the body responding as if under constant threat, activating awe and compassion stimulates calming neural pathways, improving mental clarity and physical health. Even healthcare professionals overwhelmed by the pandemic found relief and renewed purpose by focusing on moments of moral beauty and gratitude. Dr. Keltner reflects on societal shifts that have disrupted traditional sources of meaning, such as religious institutions and communal rituals that historically encouraged contemplation of life's big questions. Modern life prioritizes productivity and technological efficiency, leading to a loss of space for spiritual inquiry and reflection. However, he notes a growing movement toward rediscovering these purposes through secular or alternative practices like yoga, meditation, and nature immersion. These avenues provide structure for collective contemplation, enabling people to reconnect with the sense that life is part of a greater whole. A central theme emerging from Dr. Keltner's work is the importance of individuals developing their own philosophy or guiding framework for life. Young adults especially face confusion and uncertainty in today's complex world, making it vital to clarify what they care about, their ethical commitments, and what kind of contribution they want to make. This inquiry shapes a life guided by intentionality and purpose rather than aimless drifting. Rather than focusing narrowly on careers, he urges embracing a broader understanding of calling that aligns with personal values and strengths. This approach helps individuals feel rooted and motivated at every stage of life. Identifying and embracing core strengths is a pivotal step toward living purposefully. These strengths, ranging from intellectual curiosity and courage to kindness and creativity, are enduring aspects of a person that naturally inspire engagement and joy. Rather than needing to excel professionally in these areas, simply prioritizing activities that embody these strengths nourishes a sense of meaning. Dr. Keltner shares personal reflections on how the arts, despite not being his livelihood, deeply enlivened him. Rediscovering and nurturing these aspects enables people to reconnect with their authentic selves beneath the pressures and distractions of daily life. For anyone feeling lost or depleted, Dr. Keltner suggests beginning by pausing, reflecting on moments of purpose, even within a single day, and choosing small acts of kindness and service as anchors. Volunteering, helping others in everyday situations, or simply practicing compassionate presence can restore a sense of agency and connection. Through these modest but meaningful steps, people gradually shift from the vagueness and inertia of purposelessness toward focused, empowered states. This incremental approach respects the realities of exhaustion or grief while fostering new openings for significance. Extensive research reveals that intentional awe experiences not only alleviate mental health challenges but also support physical well-being. Awe reduces inflammatory responses, improves immune function, and activates neural circuits associated with calmness and vitality. These effects, observed in laboratory and real-world settings, validate awe's role as a low-cost, accessible intervention for contemporary crises of burnout and disconnection. Dr. Keltner relates this to education and healthcare, where awe practices help vulnerable populations gain hope, purpose, and community, even in settings of hardship and trauma. One of the most resonant takeaways Dr. Keltner shares is the power of intentionally noticing simple beauties in daily life, whether in people, nature, art, or ordinary moments. This intentional witnessing nurtures awe and gratitude, serving as a balm for anxiety and disconnection. Drawing on Eleanor Roosevelt's nightly prayer about appreciating hidden loveliness, he encourages listeners to cultivate this lens of attention as a spiritual and psychological practice. This shift enables access to profound well-being without any external expense or demands, grounded purely in presence and appreciation. Awe's capacity to quiet the default mode network in the brain diminishes self-focused thoughts and facilitates a sense of being part of a larger collective. This dissolution of ego boundaries opens individuals to experience interconnectedness with others, nature, and the broader universe. Dr. Keltner highlights that this neurophysiological shift enables meaning to arise naturally and elicits feelings of compassion and belonging. The sensation of oneness counters modern individualism and isolation, offering both spiritual and social nourishment essential for purposeful living. Throughout the conversation, examples illustrate how small, everyday moments can be opportunities for awe. Whether walking through an airport, attending a concert, observing the changing sky, or engaging with loved ones, slowing down and opening sensory awareness transforms routine experiences into sources of wonder. Dr. Keltner and Mel Robbins also share personal anecdotes, such as recognizing heart shapes on walks or savoring the smell and texture of flowers, showing how intentional focus maps individual meaning and enriches life even in busy or challenging contexts. Acknowledging the unique difficulties of contemporary times, economic pressures, societal crises, mental exhaustion, Dr. Keltner expresses hope for a new era centered on meaning rather than perfectionism or material success. He believes that technology, including AI, could eventually support people in expressing their true callings and cultivating authentic purpose. Rather than discouraging varied paths or unconventional careers, he advocates for embracing diverse forms of creativity and service as valid expressions of one's contribution. This broader, inclusive vision offers encouragement for individuals navigating uncertainty today.